Happy Pride Month! Hey everyone, happy Thursday! We're back. New schedule, new video every Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe. But happy Pride Month. Here we are, we're in it, we're in June. Today I thought I can give you my coming out story. Some people ask to hear about it, so here it is for the world to see. Open book, right? Okay. But coming out is just the term I'll use, but it's not the term I identify with. We'll get there. So, for those of you who are curious, coming out for me wasn't really a big to-do. I made it a very personal matter, if that makes sense. When I was coming to terms with my own sexuality, I labeled it as accepting myself and being comfortable with who I am. And that's a big part of what pride is, being comfortable with who you are. So I never really went down the traditional, hey guys, I'm gay kind of thing. It was kind of being like, I'm now caught up on a thing that everyone else also kind of knew about me. It was just kind of me coming to terms and accepting a part of myself that I wasn't ready to accept yet. It was 2 years ago when I came to terms with everything. I was doing more journaling and focusing on myself, and I'm like, yes. I am now aware of this. When I was comfortable and finally was aware and accepting of all that, I kind of just moved on very quickly. I didn't go down my list of friends, call my family members so much because it wasn't about them. The phrase coming out makes it feel like it is for everybody else to know what's going on with you. And it's not their story, it's not their journey, so it's really accepting oneself. That's my personal opinion. It's different for everybody. Keep that in mind. So I accepted myself a couple years ago, but people go, well, did you know or did you not know? For me, it wasn't a question for a while. It wasn't a question, not because I didn't want to think about it. Partially it could have been that, like hindsight's 2020, but I was very much worried and focused on a lot of different things in life that I wasn't focusing on who I want to date and be with, if that makes sense. I was very focused on my career, academics, and I put my energy elsewhere, maybe to ignore and quiet down the problem, but I wasn't able to focus on it until I was in the right space and capacity to acknowledge that this was the time I wanted to focus on it and understand different feelings I'm having. Looking back, I think I should have known. Like, I was embarrassed to listen to Lady Gaga in middle school. I was embarrassed to do some other things that weren't, I guess, traditionally accepted. I was always asked by multiple people growing up if I was gay, and I was always like, no. Answer locked and loaded, absolutely not, because I was not at the time. I did grow up with some homophobic comments said to me, but I also just pushed it aside and tried to ignore it. Now looking back, I recognize that that was happening, but I also, what I say in middle school, I just didn't know who I really was. I was wearing baggy sweatshirts and I was figuring out how to work a day of life as a middle school boy. I just didn't understand things fully yet. But there were some things that were like hinting that I wasn't straight. For example, my spine. So as you can see, my spine, yeah, that came out before I came out. And my spine's like, yeah, I'm not straight. You're trying to act straight, that I'm not allowed to be straight. So my spine was like internally ahead of me. Also, happy Scoliosis Awareness Month. My spine, right over here, who's not straight either, is so proud to be recognized this month for scoliosis and being gay. Going back to the entire thing of coming out, I ran into the problem where people were upset when I didn't tell them. People were upset I didn't tell them because they thought I wasn't comfortable coming to them. I wasn't opening up to them. But for me, I go, yo, it's not about you. It just, I didn't think I need to tell you. Who I bring home is who I bring home. And I was very fortunate to grow up in the theater community, which was very accepting of LGBTQ+. And in that area, I just was like, well, I've seen it a lot that for me, it's not a question or conversation that needs to happen. It's just something I'm acknowledging about myself too. If you didn't know, I don't talk about this that much because this is only one piece of my identity. It's not my entire identity. I am so much more than just who I want to sleep with kind of thing. Yes, I am gay and I'm proud to be gay, but I'm also proud to be passionate about the arts. I am proud to be an avid reader. I'm proud to be Jewish. I'm proud to be a bunch of other things that make up my entire being. That is my identity. I think since I was so comfortable with all different parts of my identity that when this piece changed or I learned a different part of my identity, I wasn't thrown off the rock or scared because I was still so comfortable with every other part of my identity, and I had a decent, I guess, support group in the end as well. I know this is not much of a story, it's kind of more like a lecture, but this is my experience, right? I have to say though, the first times that I was able to go to Pride and other things felt great. It felt like I was truly able to be myself. I also felt like I didn't need to prepare my family or friends for who I was dating, because do you prepare them if you're dating someone when you're straight? And the answer is really no. You just go, hey, I'm dating someone. And they're like, oh, who is it? And that's the point. It's like, oh, I'm dating person X. Because of that, I was like, I don't need to share this. Like, if I'm dating someone, I'm dating someone. And that's the end of the conversation. And if it's a problem, there'll be another discussion, but it should not be a problem. Like I said, when I was looking back, there's clear signs. And I can be like, yes, the classic traits that I should have picked up on. Like Uncle Jesse from Full House. Like, come on, it's Uncle Jesse. Like, I can't be wrong. The one thing that I will say, though, about really what helped me throughout this is self-help. I know I joke about being obsessed with self-help, but it really resonated a lot with me, and it brought me to conclusions I needed to get to. Which is why I think I really do love the genre, especially right now, because life is constantly changing and I'm constantly growing. But self-help really helped me put things in perspective. Which is why I recommend it, and I know I talk about it a lot. But it really has been something that's stuck with me. I do want to leave off with a couple things. One will be a quote. I'll get to my quote. We know I love my quotes. I am going to say that life and this journey has been bumpy and rocky over time. And there's been a lot of learning and accepting of myself I had to do. I look back and it seemed like it was so easy. But really it wasn't. But what I want to say on that is I'm going to keep some of those things to myself because I was private and personal on my journey to figure it out. And everyone has their own private aspects of figuring this out, which is totally cool. There is one thing I do want to say, and this is the quote. And it's every time someone steps up and says who they are, the world becomes a better, more interesting place. Don't be afraid to say who you are and step up and say who you are. The world always needs more love, fun, and cool, interesting people to learn about. I've created this channel to be here and to create a community. Whether the community is small and a couple people or the community grows into whatever size, I'm here to chat and be a voice. Just a voice, I guess, and a person, and somebody to listen to and watch do stupid stuff. Basically, short story short, I like men. I realized that, and I moved on. And hey, don't stop being activists. Be activists alongside your friends of color. Don't let the Black Lives Matter movement calm down and quiet down. We cannot get quiet. Remember, LGBTQ plus people got their rights because of Black trans women who fought for this and created those rights back 50 plus years ago now. And it's so important to remember to share your voice and be heard. But be proud of who you are, where we are, and don't let anybody else silence you. Okay, guys, thank you. I had fun sharing this, I guess, today. It was kind of like a lecture, kind of a little bit about me, but here it is. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming, listening, watching, tuning in. Happy June, happy Pride Month, happy Scoliosis Awareness Month. Have fun, stay proud, be who you are, and just continue on living. Thanks, guys. Happy Pride! And on that, Alex is out.